How work works. So there's two primary mechanisms in the world, the universe, that contribute to greater productivity and accountability leading to productivity, and I'm going to explain what they are. It's how work works. The first thing is value, or value in the marketplace, that we don't get rewarded by life generally just for showing up. I mean, just showing up, being born in your family, you do get certain rewards, but, however old you are, there's always certain things that are required. Like when you're a baby, maybe it's just, kind of taught to you that when you're a toddler that, you get rewarded more when you don't cry all the time. When you're a 2-year-old, maybe you get taught that you get rewarded more when you don't have temper tantrums all the time. And when you're 25 and in a job, maybe you get rewarded, because you turn on your work on time and it's good quality work. So the first way that work works is by taking personal responsibility for quality, for value. Like Dan Lok says that the market doesn't care how old you are, it doesn't care what gender you are, it doesn't care what race you are. And I don't think he's trying to say that the market is colorblind, because obviously there's biases. But what he's saying is that if you produce, I think he's making a different point. What he's saying is that, if you go into a store and you buy a product, and it's a great product, and you keep buying it, you don't care if it was made by a man or a woman. You don't care if it was made by someone young or old. Like anybody that has great skill, and I'm not saying everybody has the same opportunity, but if you buy a record, well, on the record I might put a picture of the person, but, a lot of products, you have no idea who makes them. It's just a company or whatever, and if it's a great product, you'll buy it. And hopefully people are, not prejudiced so that they will buy, any kind of product based upon, the best quality. But the first way that work works is that we are incentivized to produce more value in the marketplace. Like LeBron James makes more money than, someone that just plays basketball for fun, who doesn't make any money because, his skill is better. So the more value that we do, like if you have 1,000 customers, paying a certain amount, then you make, more than someone else that just has one customer paying the same amount. So the more value that you produce in the marketplace, like if you're in a job that almost anybody could do, like say you're a taxi driver, there's nothing wrong with being a taxi driver, but it's kind of an easy job to learn, then you don't get paid as much. But if you're a nuclear physicist, it takes a lot of advanced training, or if you're a rocket engineer, or if you're a brain surgeon, those jobs pay more because there's not that many people that could do them well, and not only that, or that are qualified to do them or certified. And, the mistakes are more dangerous. Like obviously if you're a taxi driver, if you get in an auto accident, that's dangerous. But if you're most taxi drivers are probably not going to get in accidents, so not that many, so, but, if you're a brain surgeon for like very intensive brain surgery, then one little skip of the scalpel, and a person could die. So the first way that work works is by incentives to create more value. And the second way that work works is by incentives to hold people accountable. So I'll give you a couple examples. Like what is that? I went into a store and I bought a pizza. It was actually Whole Foods. They usually make great pizzas. I don't have that many pizzas, but this one turned out kind of burnt. And I'm surprised they don't have better quality control. And he tried to give me a burnt pizza. And normally I'm not a person to complain, but I'm like, why should I take this burnt pizza? And he said, well, I could give you a discount. He also said, like, if I wanted to wait 15 minutes, I could get a new pizza. But the first one took 30 minutes. I didn't really feel like waiting another 30 minutes. He gave me $3 off. I was asking for $5 off, but he said $12 is the least they could put in their thing. It was normally 15. But anyway, so I took that. I mean, if I was more in a hurry, or not as hungry, I probably would have just left without the pizza, because it wasn't like really super burnt, but it was more burnt than really anybody should accept. So there's incentives to hold people accountable. So, like in a company, if a product is bad, then they could usually trace it back to who didn't do the work or who did it sloppy. Yeah, that's why we have supervisors, and that's why we have process management, project management. There's always different incentives to hold other people accountable. If people do bad things, then they can get fired from their job. So there's all kinds of ways in society where we hold people accountable. And when we hold people accountable, then it should make as long as it's done fairly, then it should make the company better because, like if this guy that burnt the pizza, if they're keeping track of him, like how many pizzas he had to replace, and it's a large number, then they, like a lot of companies do that. They, like I know Amazon, if you have a certain kind of error rate, they fire you. So I think most companies have like quality control programs where they, hold employees accountable and supervisors accountable. So those are the two ways that works.